Kevin Costner has one of the most decorated careers in Hollywood history. Dances with Wolves, The Bodyguard, JFK, Waterworld. Decade after decade, this man has delivered. But here's what most people don't talk about: the stories that never made it to screen. Once you hear these, you'll never look at Kevin Costner the same way again. About 12 to 15 years ago, Kevin Costner got a phone call. The message was simple: Stephen Hawking would like to come and meet you.
Okay. I didn't really know a lot about him, honestly. I'm a public school guy, so Stephen Hawking, let's go. So he came, and I was obviously taken back at, where he was in that wheelchair. He wasn't able to move. And I saw my children just a little bit shocked, and I said to them, look, if you want to go finish your homework, you can do that. And of course, they peeled off because I thought this isn't going to work for them. But yeah, he came over,
Wow. What, did he ever explain why specifically he wanted?
I was waiting for it, and finally he said, I'd like to know about Whitney Houston. And I said, well, okay, you're just like me. Let's get to it.
Costner spent a significant amount of time with President George H.W. Bush. And one particular day turned into something he clearly never expected.
A lot of the presidents?
I spent a lot of time with Bush at one time.
Which one?
With Bush, George Bush Sr. So I had this pretty amazing day, and now I'm about to go home. And he goes, you want to go to the White House? And I said, yeah. We get on the helicopter, we go across the Potomac, the Marines salute, we get off on the White House lawn. We go across it, he pretends to not hear what they're saying. So I'm thinking, okay, now the day's over. And he says, you want to play some horseshoes? I said, my pat answer, okay. And so we play 2 out of 3, and now he's going to have dinner, because Andre was his guest. I'm thinking my day's over, and he goes, you want to swim in the pool? and I said, by myself? And he goes, yeah, we got all the stuff, all those T-shirts that come from the universities. I just hit. So I'm like, I'm swimming in the pool like this. I'm going away, and he says, do you want to have dinner? And I said, yeah, fine.
The Cannes premiere, where his kids went on holiday without him for one of his major film premieres, Costner did what any proud father would do.
You brought your kids to the premiere?
Yeah, I wanted them to see me work.
Yeah.
I brought 5 of them and got them tuxedos. I bought them dresses. And
did you tell them, if this movie doesn't work out, this is the last vacation Daddy's taking you on?
I did. I wanted to know how worried they were, that they were going to stick with me and support me. And the minute they got there, my 2 sons went fishing, got a boat, went fishing. My 3 daughters ended up on a boat and said they would see me around 3 or 4 o'clock, me working, and then made a call, and they were drinking drinks at this point.
His mom parked a motorhome on set to watch him. Walk to work every day. His parents came to everything.
My parents came to everything, right? I had it really good. They came to every little game. They came to everything. They came to see me direct. I said, you can't do that. I'm going to be around all the guys. You can't come. And my mom said, we're not going to be in the way. And I said, well, Mom, she goes, we have a motorhome, and wherever they tell us to park it, we're going to be there in these lawn chairs, and I'm going to see you walk every day to work, honey. And I would walk, and I would see the guys, and I remember I'd be walking to see everybody here, and then my mom would be high up on the hill, and she'd be going. And I remember, I just go.
Costner actually brought a check to an interview and read out his residuals from some of the most iconic films ever made.
And I never got a residual like this before, and it was even kind of funny to me, but I thought I would bring it in. I'm just going to read it to you really quick. This is money that comes to you over the years. This is how I finance my movies, and these movies I thought were going to pay for this movie. And this is, I swear to God, this is what it is. The Bodyguard, 31 cents. JFK, 94 cents. Night Shift.
This is real.
9 cents. Yeah, this is my European residual. So we're going to talk about Europe a little bit. No Way Out, 71 cents. Perfect World, I got $1.35.
Whoa!
Revenge, $1.22. $6.46 for Robin Hood. 54 cents for Silverado. 43 cents for Testament. 10 Cup, I got 78 cents. Untouchables, 67 cents. The War, 34. Waterworld, 87. That's paying for itself.
The film The Wolf and Dances with Wolves was presented to Costner before filming with a whole showcase of things it could supposedly do.
Wolf was lovely.
That wolf was horrible. I hated that wolf.
Did you really? Oh. You look as if you absolutely adored it.
That wolf killed me, I'm telling you, that wolf. I almost had to rename the picture because for a while the wolf wasn't working at all. They showed me all these things he could do, and there's this very critical scene where I need to dance with the wolf. I need to chase him, blah, blah, blah. And so far he hasn't been able to do anything. And the guy says, well, you know, I'll go in and do it. And I said, yeah, you bet you'll go in and do it. So he went down to this guy who's raised this wolf and whatever, and he's down in the pen. I got the cameras up, and so now the scene starts, and the wolf's supposed to chase him, and the wolf is really like after him, and I'm thinking, this is great. This is what I paid for. This is what I wanted. And about 10 seconds later, he ran out of the pen, and I said, I went down, what happened? Why did you stop? He says, the wolf bit me. And I'm thinking, this is the trainer. So I had to go in there out in the country, and he goes, you want to go hunt for some mushrooms? And I said, what kind of mushrooms? And the guy goes, you know, the good kind. And I said, okay, let's go. We're kind of looking out there, and he finds one, and then he finds another one, and I can't find one. A few of these things, I said, hey man, how does this work? And he says, well, you have a mushroom, and then they tell you where to find the others. And I said, all right, I get the logic, but we're doing a sword fight right after this. I said, and he went, you know, that's a good point too.
Costner was at an event in Chicago, standing with Sean Connery.
A Sean Connery story you can share?
I was with Sean. I was in Chicago, and as I was kind of talking to him, there's this girl was really trying to get my attention. And finally, I'm kind of done with him, and I think, well, I'll stroll over and see what she really wants. So I did. I walked, and she was behind the ribbon, and I got really close to her. I said, yeah. And she goes, could you get me Sean's autograph? You know, I didn't project what was going to happen in my life that way.
You're very sexy in person, by the way.
I'm glad one of us said it. You're going to make Kevin Costner blush.
But I know you have like 7 kids, and you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I have all the stuff, so...
yeah, you have a lot of things going on.
Safe to say I know what I'm doing.
While watching Black or White, his young daughter Grace wandered into the room. She told him he had a fat belly.
I was watching Black or White. There's this moment where I'm coming out of a pool, and I was studying her because I didn't want her really in the room, but she came in, and then I look over at her, and she goes, Dad, you got a fat belly. I tried to explain to her character development, that I was going to be a grandpa.
For a role, honey.
Yeah, you got a big belly, man.
Costner had a friend who was a writer. He got him work repeatedly.
But one of my friends was a writer, and of course, I sent him on a lot of jobs, and every report that came back was he just everybody off. And finally he came over and he goes, I hate Hollywood, I hate all you people. And I said, you know what, I tried to help you. You just quit putting everybody down. I said, and if you really want to write something that's 88 pages or 888. And I realized I had my hands on him. I set him down. I thought probably we had lost our friendship. And of course, a week later he says, hey, I don't have a place to stay. Could I stay at your house? So he stays there for a couple of months, and he's writing every night. He says, will you read what I wrote today? I said, no. Read what and finally I read it, and it was Dances with Wolves.
No.
I said, you did it, man. You really, really did it. I said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make it into a movie. And that was the story of actually a lot of my career. So many of those movies,
That's amazing.
I had to push them up to the point
It is
where
an extraordinary.
Kevin Costner has lived a genuinely uncommon life, not just on screen, but in all the spaces around it. The movies are the ones you know. The stories are the ones you don't. And now, you do.